Hey everyone, it's Elhaze. Welcome back to my channel. I am so sorry at how long it's been since I last uploaded. Under a month, but close. And I'd like to give a little bit of an explanation as to why. I was away for a week. I anticipated that. I posted before leaving for that. And then I immediately got sick returning home. Actually, at the end of my vacation, I got sick. Came back, stayed sick for 2 weeks. And I'm finally getting back to a point where my fatigue is not so bad and my cough has died down where I can actually record a video. So sorry about that. And the other content will continue again as well, but bear with me. So today I'm going to go over something I actually did on my trip, which I went to Warner Brothers studio in London for the Harry Potter, I don't know what to call it, the Harry Potter exhibit. This will be not as long of a talking video as it will be me showing you more stuff, I'd like to think. I did get a lot of footage, and I'm not going to bore you with all of it if you're not interested in that lengthy of a video. And on top of that, if you're someone who wants to go, I will note in the video when there's going to be a quote-unquote spoiler. Granted, the whole thing is a spoiler, but there are some parts that I find to be more immersive that you maybe aren't anticipating, and I don't want to ruin that for you if you're someone who's really looking forward to possibly going in the near future. They do change the exhibit a little bit once in a while. They add new things on, they take things out, so it may not be exactly the same as when you go, but probably close.
Incredible.
So for starters, this is an extremely long tour. Just keep that in mind. It's also self-guided, so you don't need to worry about sticking with a group. You can go at your own pace, for better or worse. You can go really quickly and speed through the whole thing and just get the highlights, or you can take your sweet time, which is what my group did. I think we spent 4+ hours there, and before you go into the exhibit, you are given like a briefing and an overview. They tell you that typically it takes about 2.5 hours, and it can be longer for die-hard fans. My sister is a die-hard fan of Harry Potter. I'd like to think I'm a pretty big fan, but she takes the cake on that. But I wanted to bring this up, most notably because we spent so long there, and we went with someone, aka my brother, who's not a big Harry Potter fan, and I think he could have done with half the length of time we spent there. Keep that in mind if you're gonna go and who's gonna be in your group. In addition, we made the dumb choice of booking something right after this tour, which meant we had to skip eating. There is a place to eat because they anticipate you spending a decent chunk of your day there. We did not eat. We were very hungry for a lot of our day because of it, but in general, you would be able to eat there. And I also found out the butter beer, I believe, is gluten-free. It is not dairy-free though, unfortunately. I think it's because J.K. Rowling insists on it having whipped cream or something in it, and that's what gives it the dairy, of course. But anyway, just wanted to give you that tidbit. So this entire tour is pretty much an audio tour. You're given the device right before you go in. I am not an audio tour fan. We had so many audio tours in our vacation that I really could have done without. But I'm not an audio tour fan. Maybe it's because I'm deaf in one ear and don't like relying on my very mediocre sense. I don't like tours where I spend hours listening to something. I feel like it pulls me out of the moment. That's just how I feel personally. And because we were there 4.5-ish hours, I would have had ear fatigue had I kept the headphones on the entire time. Even though this isn't supposed to be a ride, this isn't supposed to be like Universal's Harry Potter World, this is very much a behind the scenes, the making of kind of deal, it was still extremely immersive, and I really appreciated that. I will give you some clips of some fun stuff, but heads up, this is, I guess, quote unquote spoiler, if you can even say that, because I'm gonna be showing clips throughout this video, but specifically these clips I wanted to give you a heads up because they're things you're not necessarily expecting. And I don't want to take it away from you if you are someone who's going to go there in the near future and want to be excited and surprised about what you see. So here's your warning. There were a bunch of immersive parts, including the Forbidden Forest, Gringotts Bank, holy heck. You could also fly on a broomstick. They did like a green screen thing. We didn't wait in that line just because it wasn't something we were particularly interested in, but you could do that. You also could go on to the train. You could look like you were pushing a cart into platform 9 3/4. I'll show my beautiful image of that. I really liked it. And you could also walk down Diagon Alley, which was really awesome. I know it's not meant to be the way Universal is, because I was immediately craving to be able to go into the stores. I will obviously have to go to Universal to make up for wanting that, but it was great. You also could go into the homes at Pivot Drive. I just thought they really went out of their way to make you feel like you were in the world, despite that not being what this is for. But I do think my favorite part was the dragon, because I did not expect it at all. I wasn't even slightly prepared for it, so it was a nice wow factor. I also thought there was other cool things you could find out during the making of portions where it was really focused on how they made the creatures and things like that. It was cool to see the animatronics of stuff, but what stood out to me in particular was the way in which they made Harry's Patronus, especially when you see it in the woods, that stag where he thinks it's his father. That part, they used a dog in a vest, and it is so cool, and I'm going to show you an image of it here. Incredible. I didn't know they did that. I'm sure you could have found all this out. My notes fell. I'm sure you could have found all of that out prior to going to something like this, but I will say I went with my sister, who's a bigger fan than I am, has read everything you can get your hands on, and even she was impressed and learned a lot from it despite knowing so much prior to going there. I must say it was pretty magical. and I really appreciated that. It was something I really was looking forward to going to London, and I didn't want it to be something I regretted since I was taking almost a day out of my trip to do it, and I don't regret it at all. I would just say plan accordingly. Don't book something right after like we did, and make the most of your time there. It's incredible and I highly recommend it. So I hope you liked this video, and I will have another one out shortly. I'm working on a new schedule with someone where I'm gonna have help editing, so I'll hopefully be able to do 2 videos a week going forward. I'm finally getting over this fatigue I've been fighting, so bear with me. In addition to that, I'm going to be moving most of my Twitch stuff over to the Nerds Alive Twitch. I'm primarily going to stream from there. Once in a blue moon, you'll see me on my normal one, but I just think there's such a community feel there, and I think you would all enjoy that community. So stay tuned for that. We're also going to be doing our podcast there regularly. There's a lot of fun stuff coming up, and I'm excited to share it all with you. So I'll see you in the next video. Thanks, guys.